In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to add one of your own recipes. Go up to the navigation and click on Add a Recipe. The first thing we're going to do is give the recipe a name. In the next section, you have a free-form area where you can describe it for us. And then you want to select a photo of the finished product. Today, we're making some fresh guacamole. Next, you want to start adding your ingredients. So our first ingredient is 1 avocado. It's a free-form area, so you just type in that particular ingredient and the amount, and then click Add to Recipe. My next ingredient is 1 Roma tomato, and then I check Add to Recipe. Next up, 2 green onions chopped, Add to Recipe. And finally, 1 lime. So this one, it didn't actually find my ingredient, so it came up with ingredient not found. So I can go ahead and click on that, and then click this little pencil icon. And now I'm going to type in lime. Whoops, lime. I can choose lime, and then I want to say for zest and juice, and click Save Changes. We'll always try and find an ingredient, but sometimes things can throw it off. So if I had just typed in 1 lime and clicked Add to Recipe, it would have found it no problem, but adding that for zest and juice kind of threw it off. Sometimes you'll try and add an ingredient and it'll make a wrong guess. So I put in vegan cheese and its best guess was vegan cream cheese. If I go in here, I can choose that ingredient and click on the pencil icon again and kind of choose a broad ingredient. So I'm just choosing cheese. So I've got vegan cream cheese and vegan shredded cheese. Say I wanted to use cheddar cheese, I could try and search for cheddar. So you can make some different choices here and search sort of broad range to see if your ingredient exists. We've added lots of vegan ingredients and we'll continue to add them as time goes on, but once in a while you might want to add an ingredient that isn't currently in the database. So say I wanted to add this cheddar cheese if vegan cheddar wasn't there. You do have the ability to add that ingredient. So you want to name it how you'd want it to be, and then down here in this drop box you want to choose the area of the grocery store that you'd find it in. So if I wanted to add cheddar cheese, I'd indicate it was a refrigerated item and then click Submit, and then I would have that ingredient there and the ability to use it. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that out and not add it because we do have vegan cheddar in. You also have the ability to add a section header. So you simply click on that, add a section header, and then name it whatever you'd like. Say it was for the filling. And then once you've done it, you just move on and don't do anything else. You also have the ability to drag and drop ingredients around and change the order. I'm going to delete the vegan cream cheese. If this is for the filling, I can drag it up here to the top and just move these ingredients around. You see that little yellow line appear where you're going to drag the ingredient to. Once you've finished adding the ingredients that you'd like to, you scroll on down. The next step is to add the directions. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the directions. I click on Add a Step. You have the ability to add as many steps and also include a picture for each step if you'd like. So the first step here, we're going to choose our picture, scoop out your avocado, and dice your tomato. Add the next step. Add your chopped green onion. Click on the image. Navigate on your machine to the picture that you have. Add another step. Navigate to your picture. Simply continue to add steps until you've shown all your pictures and steps that you'd like to have. When you're finished with that, the next thing is to indicate the number of servings that the recipe serves. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is actually 4, but you'll see from the drop down you can choose whatever is appropriate for that particular recipe. Prep time, I'm going to say about 5 minutes for this. And we're not going to cook the guacamole, but you do have the ability to put in the cook time as well. From there, you want to choose the categories that that recipe would fall into. So I'm going to say dips and spreads for my guacamole today. Recommendations is if you want another recipe to appear nearby in the recommendations section. You can go ahead and scroll down through here, and if there's another item that you think might go well with it, you can choose it. I'm going to choose our fresh green salsa. The next step, you indicate whether we can make this recipe public or if it's just for you. If it's an original recipe that you've created, you can say yes, make it searchable, and choose that it's an original recipe. Or if somebody's given you permission to include this recipe publicly, you can indicate where this recipe is from and that you have permission to repost it. I'm going to post this as an original recipe, and the last step is to just save that new recipe. Now you can see your recipe that you just created. If you need to go back in and make changes, you can simply come up here and click on make changes. It brings you back in. If you forgot to add an ingredient or wanted to add another step or picture, you can do that right now, and then you just want to save your changes. You can browse all of the recipes that you've added here under your added recipes. Nutritional information does not appear immediately, but if it is a public recipe, we will go in and connect it with our nutritional information provider and make that available to you soon. Thank you for watching. We welcome your feedback at info@veganmealplanning.com. Thanks so much for watching.